Welcome to the Macy's Live at 9:37 at night. And I just recently streamed my WWE 2K25 game. It is such a blast. I got the standard one with Roman Reigns on the cover of it. I know some of you guys went all in. I got the Undertaker or the Bloodline cover. If you did do that, let me know. That looked really cool. And I also had mixed gender matches too on here. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I enjoy having men and women in this same ring together. It was a lot of fun. I did like a four-way match, and I ended up losing against Cody Rhodes. And then I did the war game match too. That was fun too. I'm trying to do the island also, having a tag team matches, and now I control all three people in a tag team match. And so it's not a good idea. The last tag team that I had was a long time, and then on an island she saved my ass. I got the pin. Okay, so it's a little trickier. Like I don't want like a tornado tag team match, but like a conditional tag team match. My ass is in trouble. All right, I want to do a radio show soon, guys. Probably soon. I want to make sure I do it correctly. Cause I think a radio show will be a nice touch to my future empire. And guys, you're gonna go down for 20 years. I'm not kissing his ass. You're gonna go down for 20 years for blowing up the Teslas. That is a terrorist attack. Stop that. Alright, there's many ways to protest about Teslas without damaging people's properties. You know how we protested against Bud Light? We didn't buy any Bud Light product. They got the message and now they're back on track. That's how you protest in a positive way. All right, I don't like Elon Musk. I just know that he's taking over the world and having children. That's all I know. Okay, and yes, I am progressive, conservative, or in the middle. Okay, but we all know you cannot have a conversation with a hardcore liberal or hardcore conservative because there's no chance in hell. They only see their party only. It's not a good idea. I get it. If you go over to all blue state, all red state, I can see where you're very liberal, very conservative. I can see how that works. Some people say, "Well, I'm an independent. I'm an independent party." It's like, dog. End of the day, end of the day, blue or red are gonna run the country for 4 years, and then after 4 years, maybe another 4 years. A lot of people told Billy O'Reilly to shut the fuck up, and now he shuts the fuck up. And he's 75 years old. A lot of guys told him to do that, and now he listened. And now he's gone. Now we gotta address the elephant in the room. Okay, certain men and certain women, you are humiliating your spouse on the internet for clicks or views and trying to prove a point like I am right. No, you're not, Tom and Susan. Right, now I'm not talking about the clowns who reheated McDonald's food and try to give it to you after a 12-hour shift. No, it's not a good idea. Don't do that. But I'm talking about the ones who made you a simple dinner. Something I would eat personally. The one picture was like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and gravy and corn. I would eat that. Hamburger helper with two pieces of bread. I would eat that. I'll put the butter on that bread and wash that with some iced tea. I think the other one was like pasta and sauce on top with some grated cheese. I will eat that. I'm talking about like simple meals that are on the internet trying to prove a point. Say, haha, I'm right. No, you're not. You're not right. You're making your spouse seem like their work at home is worthless. And I understand. He said he busted his ass for 12 hours outside. I understand that. It was one of those things that I think he posted on his Twitch account, I believe. Oh, not his Twitch, his X account, X/Twitter account, and then the men and the lesbians were coming in having a conversation, and he pictured his wife food. He would click, posted it, and said that his wife gave him hamburger helper and two pieces of bread for dinner. I would personally eat that. I grew up in simple food. Like, what do you want? A 5-star meal? If your spouse wants a 5-star meal, he wants roast beef and a roast every night. He expects you to do everything. You know what you should do to your husband and wife? You should tell him, here, you cook the meal. You cook the meal. If you don't like my cooking, you can cook the meal. I'm not talking about the spouse who can't cook. Obviously, you don't want her. Obviously, you don't want him and her behind the stove. But I'm talking about the one that is simply making a meal for you, and you're just like, ladies, ladies, and men. Don't be trying to inappropriately touch somebody. I don't know. Certain women think it's okay to touch someone inappropriately if it's another female. Like, no, it's still inappropriate. It's still inappropriate to touch another female in that way. Like, we need to normalize this and let people know. No, it's not okay for you to touch somebody inappropriately because they're the same sex. No, it goes for men too. Okay, there's so many gay men, bisexual men who went into the club who talk about how they got touched, grabbed, and groped by an LGBT man because that is okay to do it to them because they're LGBT. No, it is not. You need to ask for consent first, and then do that. This is what we're working toward. It's consent. Okay, you cannot be touching around somebody like CM Punk and a female fan was trying to like touch him like this, and he's like, "Dude, get off of me!" And she was trying to do the same thing with Corey Rose. I was like, "Dude, you can't be doing that to the wrestlers. You cannot be inappropriate touching the wrestlers. Leave the wrestlers alone, please." Okay, let me try to touch them inappropriately. That is the unacceptable behavior, and she should be banned or sometimes banned or something. She can't be doing that. You know, and yeah, CM Punk was telling, "Hey man, chill." Right, and also they had to check Mandy Rose and Mandy Rose's fan. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Mandy Rose fan. I'm surprised, and we all know why. He got released from WWE. You know, Mandy Rose is a 10. We all know that, but they had to debunk her and her fans on X. She was not the first double champion. Stephanie was the first double champion, not hers. When they were congratulating Stephanie on what she was doing, Mandy Rose went on to her X, and she was typing away, and her fan was also typing away too. But you do different things. When you won the NXT Women's United Kingdom Championship, and then once you won the NXT champion, they were gonna put it together as one, and then you'll be known as the NXT champion. Okay, because I think they ending 90, it ended up ending 90, ending the NXT United Kingdom. I don't think that was a good idea. Like, I didn't agree with why they ended NXT United Kingdom personally, because I was able to see these wrestlers all around the world. It would give us a good look at all the type of wrestlers they have going on. I think it's a great idea. Then they went all to win NXT. The international crowd goes berserk for the wrestlers, and if you can get a pop from the international crowd, there is an issue. There is an issue right there, and that's what happened to Tommaso Champ and Johnny Wrestling when they hit their music, and everybody was like this. You know it's bad. They're saying that the Street Profits are not a heel, but they are a baby face. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. They need to be fixing certain wrestlers' theme songs because some of these theme songs are terrible. They are absolutely terrible, and I'm like, no. I don't know who does the music in WWE, but you really need to go back and fix this. Okay, you need to go back and fix this. It isn't normal to have that bad of a theme song. Even the Street Profits, who is the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the crowd wasn't feeling the theme song, and I had to listen to the theme song. Now I understand why. So we do need to make sure the theme song do pop. Some of the theme songs are like this, down, right? You know. Now I might sound like a hypocrite here. Yeah, I might sound like a phony. That's what I'm about to say next. I understand on the game. I understand you want a brutal bloody close your eye kind of match on a video game, Like I like to do, like put the kids to bed sometime when I do my when I do my wrestling matches. Put the kids to bed. Some of my matches just a bloody brutal mess. But like on national television, even RVD even was criticizing John Moxley and Adam Copeland's brutal match in AEW. We gotta watch that back. I always saw that one gruesome clip. I'm not showing the clip. I like my two YouTube channels. He had like spiky and he like hit him right in the back. But the referee and his partner of the Death Riders couldn't get the thing out of his back, and you can see it like poking in his back. And I was like, "Holy moly, that was dangerous!" And they even RVD right was talking how listen does the inmates run an asylum at AEW? I was wondering that too. Though. I because there are certain things if certain things you do stop the wrestler from doing, hey man, it's not a good idea, you know. And like when Adam Copeland jumped off the cage, and ended up injuring himself, then he came back. Like I don't think Adam Copeland should have been jumping off that cage. And knowingly that Christian Cage is Adam Copeland's younger brother because they were childhood friends growing up. We realized I didn't know that they were childhood friends. We learned that well, I think a couple years ago. They're saying that they were childhood friends. Like, oh, they're childhood friends. So Adam's the older brother, the Christian. That makes sense. That makes sense. They always played like the brother. They always play brother and brother on TV. In real life, they only brothers because they were childhood friends for many years, like decades. But yeah, I just think the AEW needs to chill out with the risky spots. Okay, some people say, hey, maybe it's because of the cheap reaction. Maybe it is. I just want to make sure the wrestlers can go home at night to their family. Some of the wrestlers are mommies and daddies. And I want to make sure these wrestlers are able to walk after the matches, able to play with the children after those matches. You know, not all the wrestlers got like teenagers and adults. Some of these wrestlers have like children, like kids, maybe like 8 or 11 years old. That's all. Now, guys, I'm going to say this with my whole chest. I said what I said. You might not like it because you're a Pitbull fan, and I'm not talking about the rapper Pitbull. Alright, I bump his music. I'm talking about the animal. I'm talking about the dogs, the Pitbull. These Pitbulls are cold blooded killers, and there are 66% of bites that end in death, death, is because of the Pitbulls. When these dogs or any dogs maul somebody to death, death, the owner should be charged with the passing of somebody's loved one. And we yet to find charges against this dogs who mauled, follow me here, mauled a deaf person. She was offenseless because she didn't hear the dogs coming. DEAF, deaf. She didn't hear the dogs coming. She was in her backyard with her husband. You know, it's something normal. Of course, maybe backyard, with your pals, hanging out, maybe having a cup of coffee. Maybe not. And yeah, she got mauled and she ended up passing away. We want charges filed against them. This lady was, I'm not saying deaf people are offenseless, but when you see a pack of dogs coming your way and there's only one of you and plus you're deaf, it makes it harder for you to defend yourself. And we have to find charges against them. I talked about them a little bit in my podcast. If you're new here, hi, my name is Macy Price. I like to talk about random topics. And I don't talk about random topics. Some of the topic makes no sense, some of the topic makes sense. I have a high school diploma, so take me with a grain of salt. Alright, don't take what I say to heart. If you do, that's fine too. Alright, so we're gonna talk about Joe. Gatto. Right from that TV show I used to watch. It's not looking good for you right now. All right, not looking good for you right now. You're in your mid 40s, allegedly an essay allegedly, because he had a 19-year-old in his room with his wife there. It gets more juicier when you think about it. Some people think, well, she's a legal adult because she's 19. I understand that, but I have many questions when a 40-year-old wants a 19 and a 40-year-old want a 19-year-old alone in the room. What are you planning to do? So this is all once again allegedly right now. Okay, guys. I will be changing. I'm not sure if I want both of them to be Macy Price. Okay, I do want to popularize American Rainbow Bro. I do want to make my own radio show. It won't be no like that an actual radio show. Okay, and there's not gonna be no microphones and stuff like that. There's gonna be me like this talking to guys and have my own radio show. Okay, you can humiliate your spouse if you want to, but that's a quick way to get a divorce. See you later, alligator. You know, most marriages only last 7 years in the U.S. Most marriages do, right? But guys, if you say all your exes are crazy or all your exes were abusive, all your exes were narcissistic, I'm starting to wonder, were you the crazy one? Were you narcissistic? Were you the abuser in the relationship? Okay, I'm not, no, this ain't all the exes. When you say all the exes were this word, in this word, and that word, I'm starting to wonder, were you those words that you're explaining? I get, I don't know, hold on. I get the first X. I get the first X. But maybe he or she was narcissistic, abusive, and no good. Maybe that's true. But the second, the third, maybe the fourth, now I'm looking at you. Maybe you are the problem, not your ex. Okay, and these are all my exes are in Texas. That's a bar. That's a bar. There's certain things you certain things, it's just a bar. I had watched a disturbing video on X, not on X, scratch that, on Instagram. I am non-typical. So you see me pausing, looking around. I'm not typical. I'm healthy. I'm not typical. So this is just that I don't really have I don't really have a cheat sheet for my life. I just go on top of my head, just like my videos and other things. That's all. So the Patriot Barbie, I like her. I like most of her stuff. Others still like but that's what everybody, right? There is a high function. It was a high functioning autistic boy who was hit out of his chair and hit again. The scream that he made, and this was in North Carolina. This is in North Carolina, all right? North Carolina, and the scream the boy made was horrific. And I really hope this other student gets in jail time. That's just like assault. And I was going to try to file. The other students were laughing at him, laughing at the boy who got beat up. And then the teacher seemed like she was not doing anything. She didn't give a damn that the poor kid. You know. Oh yes, I kind of figured that they would enjoy my gaming clips. Thank you guys so much for you guys are doing for me though. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, this is incredible. Guys, like honestly, thank you guys so much for getting my other YouTube channel where it's at. I know my main channel is rocking and rolling, and when I hit that subscriber button, it was mind blowing. I just couldn't believe it. Okay, could not believe it. And also LGBT people like me. Hello. Conservative and liberal LGBT people, stop disrespecting our pioneers. You might not agree with them, that is fair, but stop disrespecting them. This is fucking old. You know it's fucking old because they're the reason why. Look, they're the reason why you're able to live this lifestyle in the 21st century. Without them, there'll be no us. You have to realize they went through mud. and possibly hate crime for you guys to live with what I'm doing today. And conservative and LG, conservative and liberal. I'm calling both of you guys out. I don't care. I'm not a puppet to any party. Do I favor another side more than that side? Yes, that is 100% true. But I'm calling out both sides. Okay, I will call on both sides on their BS and have finalized. But like, you guys gotta stop it. Okay, stop it. Okay, if you wanna call yourself a seer horse dad, go ahead. But what we need to start doing with these articles that I'm seeing around the world, and not around the world, other countries won't deal with this nonsense. They'll put it in a psych unit. I'm not supporting the psych unit, but be careful with certain countries. You say I'll identify as a Pop Tart in Egypt. Yeah, it's gonna be going to psych unit for 30 years. Be careful. You guys are, oh, I'm a puppet. I'm a dog. I'm a cat. I'm a Pop Tart. I'm doing the Florida. Do that in a different country, not Europe. I'm not talking about like the European country, Canada, maybe Mexico, U.S. I'm not talking about those countries, Australia, New Zealand. I'm talking about the strict countries. You talk about, I think I'm a dog. They're like, goodbye. All right, I need you guys to mind some different countries. They don't play the pronoun game like we do here. I'm non-binary. You know what they're doing? And maybe I'll make a video about this on my Instagram, maybe today or tomorrow. They're bullying gays and lesbians. And they're packing it all up and saying, we're being inclusive. No, you're not. You're not being inclusive. And here's why. Here's why. Because you're no longer telling your son and daughter that it's okay to be a tomboy and be a lesbian and you're like girls. You're no longer telling your son it's okay to be a femboy and like Barbie and possibly be gay. Instead, you're acting like hear me out, you're acting the same way like extreme religious people are towards us. The other community, the 2S LGBTQI plus community, and also the LGB community, because both of them are bothly extreme. When I say 2S, right? They're not even part of the LGBT. Let me write this down because they can say 2S LGBTQI plus. They don't even represent the LGBT community. I'm part of the LGBT community. But check this out. I'm gonna do two of them. SGBTQI plus, right? Take out this nonsense and you're left with QI plus. You see this? Well, hear me out, guys. I'm part of the LGBT community. Some of them like the platform people who speak out about this nonsense. No. Like, Buck Angel is a transsexual male who did it 30 years ago, 30 years later. Now his voice is getting shut down. The people are fucking stupid. Now, see, so 2SLGBTQI plus community, right? This is the community I'm talking about, right? If you take all of that out, we're left with the 2SQ plus. That is basically what they represent. They don't represent that. So you don't realize how two extreme movements come together. I'm showing it right now. So we're gonna have the LGB community, right? And the 2S, the two. Hold on, guys. I know this is kind of confusing right now. I get it, but work with me here. Two. Oh fuck. Oh, I gotta stop cursing. Okay, so the two LGBTQI plus, right? Community. Don't mind my spelling. My spelling is terrible. All right. Perfect. My spelling's terrible. So the LGB and the two as LGBTQI plus community, right, is working together. And you're wondering, Macy, what are you talking about? Do you not see how both extreme people come together as one and then conquer? with each other because they're both extreme. One is transphobic, actually transphobic. And the other one is homophobic and transphobic because they don't represent this. They don't represent this party at all. They only represent the QSQI plus. Okay, that's what's going on. That's the name of the game. Now, I'm not saying the LGBT community is perfect. I am not saying that. We have our flaws too. But like they're working together and they have this big old evil plan. Dumb bitch. Okay. Alright. I do want to make a video about this. I'm not getting a lot of heat for it, but I'm saying with my whole chest. Alright, let's talk about the LGBT. Right, because a lot of you guys want to both sides, right? So I'm just gonna put the LGBT. You know what? The extreme religious people. I gotta give it to you guys. You guys talk about the same talking points. The same talking points. Get some new material. I have to admit, my favorite one is saying you're not really gay. The devil didn't come out of you yet. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to give credit to the homophobic, transphobic people who are religious, who is extreme religious people. But we gotta give it to them. That the devil's the devil's waiting to come out of you. Come on now, that was funny. All right, so the LGBT community. That's what I'm part of. If you're not part of the LGBT or the two as LGBTQI plus movement, they're trying to discredit you with the time you spent in the community because both of them are out of control. If you're not part of this, you're not part of this. You're not part of anything. But we're part of this. There's a difference. We kicked out all the letters, and we stuck with this, right? And yeah, so I was part of the LGBT community since I was 15. Now I'm 25. Nothing changed. Yeah, now I consider myself one of the pioneers of Generation Z for the Black Latinas who are LGBT. Cause I feel more comfortable in the Latina community being LGBT because they tolerate us and they entertain the idea of LGBT. And most people in the Black community are homophobic and transphobic. You know, and then you know what the real kicker is. Let me tell you who the real kicker is. Generation Z. I'm about to get over here soon, guys. All right, I'm about to get off here soon. Generation Z. You love to say the word sexist, homophobic, transphobic, racist, and fascist. And that one word, I'm not going to say it on there. Okay, we all know what the word is. It is a four-letter word. I like my channel. I'm not trying to get a strike on here. But when you guys are putting every man, every female, every gay, every straight person, every person based on the skin color and the boxes, you are representing those words you keep calling people. Yeah, I said it. And also, did you realize that Andrew Tate, yes, that jackass, got charged with SA, and his followers are like, "That's not true. That's not true." Open their eyes. It is true. Open your eyes. It is true. Hi guys. Open your eyes. It's true. I don't know how these two men get into the country in the first place. How? And honestly, I'm not kissing nobody's ass. Our president, Donald Trump, failed us. Look, I might piss off a lot of conservatives on this one. I'm only pissing the ones off that hardcore Republican. But but Andrew and his brother should not have been let into the country in the first place. Should not have been in here in the first place. You're putting women, men, and children at risk. of this person. He even confessed to what he was doing to his ex girlfriend or ex fiance. And JD had said it. I'm not trying to say it on here. I'm trying to be mindful. Watch, whatever, right? And what he said about his ex girlfriend, what he admitted, what he was doing to her, is absolutely horrific. And I'm like, this dude is and I don't know. I like the twins podcast, but for them to have him on their podcast, not a good idea, right? They are not like a lot of people trying to interview Answer Tape because they know it's going to clicks and views, but they didn't do a piss poor job with the interview. They give them like soft questions. They give them easy answers. Now let's grill this motherfucker. Let's see what we can get out of him. He even confessed abusing women both ways, sexually and physically abused women both ways, numerous times, and recently this time was horrific. All right, Long Beef Griffey. He is hilarious. He is so funny. And Adam, so what is it? Kevin Samuels ended up passing away, right? Passing away. And how he did Kevin Samuels was so good. Was so good. Was so good how he did that. Like it's very accurate how he did Kevin Samuels. I think Kevin Samuels had passed away from a heart attack, I believe. Okay, because I see him as sexist. He was horrific toward women, how he was talking to them. People were celebrating his passing, like, woohoo, right? And I was like, hey, man. And, right, I think it was her friend who got a strike put on his channel because Kevin Samuel being a bitch about it, being a little bitch about it. He got a strike put on his channel because he didn't like how he was talking. Who does that nonsense? Yeah, like go look at Kevin Samuel's stuff. And I know he has since passed, but that he Long Beef Griffey had done that him so perfectly, like. Huh? And there is a difference with the men right advocates. And I'm about to be leaving soon, guys, very soon. Hopefully we can do this again tomorrow if you want to. I have no problem with doing it on earlier stuff for you guys. The radio show is coming. I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. And please like and share my podcast on my other channel. What was I saying? Damn it. I forgot what I was saying. You know what? I want the waffles, I think. I want the waffle, guys. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. That is awesome for me. That is awesome. All right, guys, you're helping me out, and it's really incredible how far we came with my second channel and my first channel. Getting up to 1,000 subscribers is insane. It's incredible how far we honestly came with that. I don't remember um like doing that one honestly. All right, that is incredible. Yeah, I want to popularize the American Rainbow Bro thing. You know, Lily, I have a problem with you. Oh, okay, because you are treating. Oh yeah. You are treating the restroom staff terribly, and then you complain when they say, "Oh, you're misgendering me." It's like, Lily, you need to chill out, dog. Okay, you shouldn't be treating people at restaurants like a terrible thing. They're trying to help you out, and then you complain at Applebee's about the food. Me. It's like, come on, man. They're not. You're trying to get them fired. That's why I can't stand with people trying to get everyday people fired because they didn't get the right pronouns. Are you fucking kidding me? Just get off your high horse, eat the food, go home. And leave a tip too. Stop trying to get these innocent people fired because they didn't give you the right pronoun. These are everyday people we're talking about. Everyday people. I'm an everyday person. I'm a middle class American, working middle class, working. We're middle class Americans and just working. We're working, 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 and for your ass taking somebody fired because did not say the right pronoun is disrespectful. And Lily, one more thing, I don't want to get myself in trouble. Okay, talk about her. And also, if you can afford to eat out every single day, like you keep on doing, your life is not that hard. Stop it. And stop talking about your private part online either. The hell? And it's not about that. She's putting it in like a kid form. Like you ever heard her like she puts this in a kid voice. And she uses kid terms to talk to the kids about this stuff. And it's like, no, that is bizarre, okay? If you're gonna talk about your body and the birds and the bees, this needs to be directed to adults, not to children, to adults. Okay, if you want to talk to children about the birds and the bees, there's something going on with you. You need a computer check. I'm going to leave it on a letter note. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you guys with another one. Hopefully tomorrow we can do the same thing. Okay, maybe you'll do it a little sooner. I'm gonna do more of my W2K25 game tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in to that. Hopefully you like and share. And hopefully I'll catch you guys with another one. I'm about to have some waffles soon. I don't know about you, but waffles are calling my name. Bye.